back to Building Something Major. It's your co-host Brian, and I'm here with my two brothers, Mike and Tevin.
What's going on, y'all? Yeah, today we dived into something that's a little touchy, but you know, it's my little favorite part.
All of y'all who try to avoid it, which is a lot of people in the business world.
Facts.
And some of you people who do, you know, side-in jobs, odd jobs. You guys try to avoid, you know, the fictionary figure that they place upon it, Uncle Sam.
My boy. And let me tell you something about Uncle Sam. He does not play. Ask Donald Trump. Wesley Snipes. The boy does not play about none of this money.
Don't be on the run.
At all. Jesus. But yeah, we just, you know, giving y'all a little breakdown by my boy today. You know, it's a little touchy subject because one thing is going to address is how our culture looks at this, and that's taxes.
Exactly.
So many of us are so used to getting an average tax return at the end of the year that when it comes to the opposite side of it, of having to owe, we look at things completely different.
Yeah.
So we pretty much just looking at the psychology of this, like, why in the world do us skin folk go off when it comes to having to owe taxes? And then just kind of give y'all a little background of why we talking about this. You know, I'm an accountant, so is my brother Mike. You know what I'm saying? Mike doesn't handle this part of the world.
I don't like taxes. I'll be the first person to say, as an accountant, while I have the knowledge to do taxes, it is not my favorite portion of.
You don't need that stress
at all.
I can do without the tax woes.
Exactly. So let's even that. I want everybody to realize this one thing, and I'm gonna look in the camera for this one. Okay, look at this. For my people that are on YouTube, look me dead in the eyes. Every accountant does not do taxes.
Say that. Please say that one more time.
Every accountant does not do taxes.
So when you call Michael Majors, do not ask him to do your taxes. That is not in my wheelhouse. While I may know how to do it, it is not for me
at all. Like, Michael is more on the audit side. So pretty much, if you're somebody that, you know, likes to mess off your taxes, Michael is not in that spectrum when it comes to his company he's in. But those are the type of people you have to worry about.
Yes.
So, but just to think about it though, I mean, I just want to, you know, kind of dispel a couple rumors. You know, a lot of times people, I mean, let's just say this. Social media kind of messed up a lot of things when it comes to taxes and when it comes to accountants. Like, you know, we got your average person that's on social media saying, like, I read the tax code. This is this strategy. Go employ this.
Go get an LLC.
Go get an LLC. Start tomorrow and you're going to be rich. Like, and it simply is just not like that. Like, a lot of times when it comes to taxes, man, just a breakdown in general. If you're a W-2 employee, if you're not getting taxes taken out of your check or the correct amount of taxes taken out of your check, you're going to wind up owing. Now, there's many things that you can adjust based off of it when it comes to tax credits or tax deductions, depending on what you're trying to do. And you simply can just, like, kind of limit your tax liability. They call it your exposure.
Yeah, because I'm glad you clarified instead of saying avoid and saying limit, because I think a lot of folks, what they don't understand is having integrity when it comes to taxes.
Exactly.
So avoiding could get you into some tough places.
Facts. You don't want to be that guy that, you know, Wesley Snipes. Let's just use him as an example. My boy Wesley decided to make millions and said, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm not finna pay these taxes. And avoided paying taxes, avoided filing a tax return. And everybody knows the story. My boy Wesley went to jail.
Yeah.
Our current ex-president, Donald Trump, is simply in the same. Well, not. He's kind of. He a little shaky with it.
He's a little shaky.
Yeah, and you're probably gonna get some tough feedback from those pro-Trump. I don't care either way which way you vote.
Yeah, we don't care.
But a lot of people are on his side. Like, why are y'all even digging into his taxes?
Right, but
isn't that I need to go read the law myself, but isn't it a requirement that every president has to present his tax returns?
They have to present their tax returns. And we're not even trying to make this a political thing. We're just trying to use him as an example.
Yeah.
But taxes is not... First off, let's just say it's like this. You shouldn't be afraid of taxes. You should be afraid of not knowing the tax law.
Yeah.
Get you a professional, an accountant, a tax pro. And that's another thing. A lot of people, so there are some tax pros that are not accountants. Yeah. So there's a tax pro like H&R Block. People like them, TurboTax. Those are tax pros that are hired that have gotten an ERO, which is essentially a number that can be used for somebody to e-file a tax return. And kind of have got the training, got the studying for it, and pretty much can get you where you need to go, but they're not a true accountant. Yeah. But you need to talk to these people and get an understanding of where your situation is so you don't owe taxes at the end of the year, or if you do owe, figure out why you owe. Because somebody that can explain the tax law to you, that simply will put you in the right position where you need to be.
And I think
facts.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing too. Like a lot of people don't understand the reason as to why they owe, and
they just get mad.
With my minimal knowledge of taxes, a lot of the reasons that you owe is because you didn't necessarily pay in as much.
Correct.
So when you're getting a refund, you basically overpaid the IRS for the year.
Exactly. So that's back to our culture. Our people, a lot of our people think we're essentially going to get a refund no matter what. Like we expect it at the end of the day.
No.
Like that is not something that's going to be always given to you if you're not watching how much is getting taken out your check or watching out, you know what I'm saying, what you need to be doing at the end of the year. Because a lot of people, even for my people that are contractors, a lot of my people that do Uber, DoorDash, all that stuff, you're a 1099 employee. Yeah. So you're going to get a 1099 out at the end of the year that doesn't have any taxes taken out. Right. And that's simply something that you're going to have to allocate for, pay taxes on it before the end of the year, or figure out your deductions throughout the year. Yeah. And that's going to help you not owe as much or anything at all.
Right. So, and I'm learning, y'all. For y'all, since you know, I'm not an accountant, so this right here. But that doesn't mean that I don't have financial education as well.
Right.
But I'm learning right along with y'all when it comes to hearing about how not to avoid your taxes when you're supposed to pay.
Facts.
You do want to pay. Because if you do get into that, hey, I done went 1, 2, 3, 4 years without paying taxes, and they do decide to audit you,
for tax
they're gonna give you two options. You're either gonna pay all that money at once, or you're gonna go to jail.
Exactly.
Which is free labor. They're gonna make their money back off of you either way.
Yeah, and I think, man, like a good thing to do, like get you somebody that has the true tax knowledge, like Tevin, he's a tax accountant. Talking with somebody, a simple consultation, if you are in tax trouble, or you see yourself potentially getting to a point where you don't understand what your taxes are, but you're in business, or just as a personal filer, talk to somebody that has the knowledge. Because the last thing you want to do is get that call from IRS. You don't have the supporting documentation to prove what your income is. I mean, for me being an auditor, I know what it's like for the depth of detail that we've searched. I know the IRS goes 10 times above what we're trying to. They literally want transaction for transaction.
Exactly.
Whereas we do samples.
Yep, they go deep into your bank accounts, looking at bank detail. You don't want them to seize your accounts because that's a whole nother thing. Exactly. I'm gonna stress a lot of y'all. And this is no shade to my barbers, but a lot of y'all barbers and hair salon people, I need y'all to pay attention because I get a lot of people come to me saying, "Hey, I haven't filed my taxes in 5 years because I cut hair. I'm not really worried about it.
I'm not keeping
track either. So like I don't know how much I made." Well, let me tell you something. They may not come now, but at some point the IRS will come and ask you, "What is this? Why haven't you filed your taxes? Let's get this taken care of."
Yeah, exactly.
And then sad to say, but you'll find somebody like me, an accountant, that's going to help you with this, but it'll come at a higher tax bill at the end of the year. Not the end of the year, but a higher bill from us because we have to go through all of these years that you have not filed taxes.
Yeah.
So it's just better to get it done in the front.
And so let's explain that too, because like a lot of people don't understand why they're getting it. I want to hone in on something. When you're working with an accountant that's actually helping you with stuff like this, you're not just paying for them to do the work, but you're paying for the expertise that accountant brings to the table. So somebody that's gone through the schooling, somebody that's done the work, has the experience, that comes at a cost. And I think a lot of times accountants, especially tax accountants, are undervalued because of the work that they do bring to the general consumer.
Exactly. Yeah.
They don't. I think a lot of people just coming from a regular consumer. I really feel like that they just don't understand what's all into it, because it's just like any other job. They're like, okay, I'll pay you to do this, get it done.
Right.
It should be easy for you, but they really don't understand. Like, hey, I'm gonna have to, go through all your files and see everything that you've done to make sure that what you're paying me for benefits you.
Right. And it's done accurately. Because that's another thing. Like, a lot of the people have, like, I've had clients come from different firms that have hired an accountant and they're like, man, my accountant did my 2021 and I'm a little bit behind on my 2022, so I'm getting them stuff and they still haven't filed it. Like, some of the times, sometimes if you are in that situation, you just need to find a trusted accountant.
Yeah.
Because for me, I'm high integrity. Like, I'm not going to take your money without doing exactly what you need me to get done. You know what I'm saying? Even applicable, to the law. Like, I'm going to make sure that you are squared away.
And that you protected.
Exactly.
Because the one thing we do, want to emphasize on is we're not here to express to you guys just, the dangers of taxes, of if you don't do this, if you don't do that. No, we don't want you to be afraid. What we want you to do is we want you to be prepared.
Right.
We want you to have all the tools set in place to where you're going to be okay. Your business is going to flourish if that is what you are doing, if you're an entrepreneur. Or if you do, you're someone who receives those funds to where, you may be a barber, a beautician, or even an artist. Because as an artist, we sell art untaxed. It's this price.
Right.
But at the end of the following year, going into the next year, you're going to have to, be accountable for those things. You don't want to lose sight of that.
Yeah, and that's where a tax accountant comes in, man. Look, if you know a tax accountant or if you know any accountant, the main thing that we help you with is tax planning. Tax planning is a major key for you to come out on top. The reason why Amazon or Jeff Bezos didn't pay any taxes that one year, it's because they had accountants that gave them keys to depreciate your vehicles, depreciate your assets, which are essentially deductions that you will get based on the actual value of your assets being taken away over time because of the use that you're doing for it.
Yeah, and just to give a disclaimer too, this is based off our personal experience and stuff that we researched. This is not like,
don't take this as gospel.
Yeah, this is
gospel.
This is I will say this is something that you need to research yourself. Talk to a professional. Like, talk to a professional. The reason why is because it's not a one size fits all.
Yeah.
Taxes is never a one size fits all. So your buddy may tell you, hey, man, not depreciated, but I wrote off, man, a solar on my house, but they didn't tell you how to did it. Yeah. And now you're trying to take this deduction and you're like, wait, I don't know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Or the accountant's going to tell you, like, you can't take this. And it's all based on what you know and the actual planning that you're taking place.
Right. You'll end up, possibly not having to pay in or possibly not having to pay at all.
Exactly.
Or if you like a beneficial person like me, I got 4 kids.
Exactly. Them tax credits different.
Them tax credits hit different.
Exactly.
In February. It's like tax holiday. Thank you, God.
Those are the people that normally file early.
January 28th.
Soon as W-2 comes.
As soon as the W-2s roll out.
get it over with.
Yeah, go ahead and get it over with.
And I'm about to say, and that's the thing, man. It's like that's the tax. The thing about taxes is not meant to harm you. Like
it's
lot
not
of
here
people,
to hurt you.
Yeah, it's not here. And a lot of people are like scared. Like they're like, oh my god, taxes. Like no. It's not for that. Like you're just reporting what you made. That's all it pretty much is. It's like
I want to challenge you. Oh, go ahead, bro.
No, I was just gonna say that it's just another part of self-care.
Yeah, I'm about to say unpopular opinion. I want to challenge Tevin, since you're the tax expert, all three of us. How do you feel about those folks that would like try to say this is what the founders of the nation fought against the British for, saying no taxation without representation?
hey, big fella, let me talk to you personally. Y'all will either one be in jail trying to play with that,
trying to play the law against the law,
right? Or two, you will never have any assets. It's gonna be hard for you to get a house. It's gonna be hard for you to get a car. It's gonna be hard for you to even get a job if you have not filed your taxes.
Yeah.
So you trying to get around saying like, oh man, I ain't gotta worry about that, man. That's not, you know what I'm saying? That's not something that needs to be done.
Yeah.
Play with Uncle Sam.
You want to go?
Uncle Sam's a bad
boy. J. Cole made a whole song about him.
You want to go with reality versus how you feel.
Exactly.
Like because the reality that you live in doesn't match your feelings. Because I can feel like I should have $1 million tomorrow.
Right.
Doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna happen.
Especially if you don't put the work in.
You don't put the work in. People relate with that, and just being in the media period, people want to see you.
Yeah.
So
that is true. And go ahead, Mike.
No, I was gonna say, man, like I hear folks say that, like that no taxation without representation, and I'm like, it sounds good in the moment, but let's be realistic out here.
Okay, so here's a key thing that you can use for anybody that's out there. If you're getting any financial advice, any tax advice, any business advice, look into the person that is telling it to you.
Yeah.
If their lifestyle does not match what they're telling you, that's your prime example.
Yeah, that's not your guy.
Don't go to your YouTube sources that have
Don't go to YouTube University.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because you always, even with us, like whatever we tell you, we're gonna give you the best because we're professionals. Like you know what I'm saying. But at the same time, you need to do your own research because it's not always applicable to every person, like at all. Like
everyone's gonna be unique in this situation, so just take that strong advice to analyze yourself and to analyze your situation, because you know exactly what you have on board, and what you're getting yourself into, and whether it be on the good or the negative end of that, make sure that you're just taking care. Because if even if you're in business and you end up having to pay in, your business.
Exactly.
It's not like you stop making money because you got to pay taxes. Just pay them.
Just pay and get it over with.
You made enough money and you were able to retain enough money throughout the year.
Yeah.
That you had to pay a little bit more taxes. You didn't put more money into taxes than what you brought in for income that year.
And if you're scaled properly, that January through April time that you got to prepare, go ahead and hire your accountant so you can know what you're getting yourself into.
Yep.
And if you're a profitable business, I may not be able to keep as much as I usually do, but it's cool as long as it's taken care of.
And I'm about to say, even in the accounting industry, there's just 2 tax seasons. There's one tax season where everybody files, and then there's the tax planning season.
Yep.
So anywhere from May to December is tax planning season. You need to tax plan. You need to have it on your mind. You needed to look at your bookkeeping. For all my business owners, if you are a business owner and you have bookkeeping, you need bookkeeping to look at your profit throughout the year.
Yeah.
If you're not aware of your profit, taxes will sneak up on you like a thief in the night. Okay? I promise you. You need to look over your profit, plan with your accountant, plan with your team, and reinvest back into your company, because that's where the tax benefits come from. If you're reinvesting back into your company as a business owner, you are going to be perfectly fine at the end of the year.
Yeah,
because you getting those tax cuts.
Yeah, you getting that's where the tax cuts, the deductions, the credits is you reinvesting back into your company. And like later on throughout these episodes, I'll drop a couple gems and let you guys know exactly where you can save money at.
Yeah.
But just at a baseline of building yourself up, you need to understand that taxes is here for you in a positive way rather than a negative way.
Yeah, don't have a negative
connotation on it.
So we can carry all those things with us to say, make sure you're doing your due diligence.
Right.
Make sure that when the time comes that you do hire an
accountant
that willingly does it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Not just an accountant, because as my other brother specified, all accountants don't do that. So don't go there and just be like, hey, you an accountant, taxes, here you go.
Right.
Nah, it doesn't work like that. So let's just make sure that we are taking the proper steps to doing those things, putting them in order, and making sure you build those proper connections, and make sure that you know the room that you're stepping in when you do decide that you're going to make sure that you take care of your taxes.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, anything that you guys want to add to it, just to give them, maybe just one or two gems?
This is just your first building block.
Exactly.
Your first building block is to know, one, your accountants are here to help you. Two, taxes are not here just for you to be paying money for no reason. There's tax laws, there's tax benefits, there's tax credits and cuts that you can utilize in order to save money on taxes and not have to pay at all if you're utilizing it the correct way, if you are a W-2 employee or even if you're a business owner.
Yeah.
It's just all about what you know and also who you know when it comes to an accountant. So that's pretty much my thing, man.
I would just advise, if you don't have an accountant right now, reach out to Majors Consulting.
Yes.
Tevin can definitely help you out with that. Like,
Look,
he's very knowledgeable, and I'm not just saying that because he's my brother.
Yeah.
But he has the knowledge, he has the skills, he has the tools. He's worked,
and
like the experience he has. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, for big firms, mid-sized firm.
right, all over.
Yeah.
And
So,
he carries the integrity to go along with it. So
exactly.
He's
Yeah,
not gonna.
I'm not somebody that's gonna cheat you.
Yeah, he's gonna cheat you out of your situation or take advantage of you.
Yeah,
So
and I just, something I live by, you got to pay to play.
Exactly.
So don't be mad when you get that bill. It's just a cost of business, because
Exactly.
if you want
the
good
best.
work, you have to pay for that work. So stop trying to cheat your accountants too. I just
Yeah.
gotta put that in there.
Because if you think about it, let's just, and this is where I'm gonna end it at. But if you think about it, for Apple, we pay $1,500 almost for a computer,
yeah.
right? And it's the best computer. So if you get an accountant that's gonna make sure that you are financially stable, that's gonna be making sure that your taxes are done correctly, make sure that you are in the best situation possible, and putting you up on game to give you the knowledge that you need. Don't worry about the bill, because I can charge you $1,000 for something, and I can make you 50.
Yep.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
So basically, what he's saying, I'm gonna throw that in the layman's terms so y'all don't understand. He's not just gonna give you the fish.
right?
He's gonna teach you how to fish.
There
Exactly.
you go.
That way you can eat forever.
There you go.
Exactly.
And we the type, we want to eat good.
Yes, sir.
Make sure y'all tap in with us on the next episode of Building Something Major. It's your
Peace.
co-host Brian.
Tevin Majors.
Mike Majors.
Let's,
outta here.
hey,
Sir.
see you guys next week.
Take it easy.